Father God, we pause, we thank you for the blessings you've showered upon us and our county. We pray for directions today, wisdom, that we might look at what is wise and prudent for our county and the constituents. We pray for our first responders, our soldiers and sailors and airmen, those who keep us safe. Pray you would watch over them. Direct us now. Protect us on our way home, we pray in all in the name of Christ. Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Right. So we are going to start this meeting off with a public hearing. So we'll call that public hearing to order.
If I may, Mr. President?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. The first matter, as you stated, was a public hearing on a petition to vacate public roads filed by Brian Fenig and Michelle Fenig. Proper notice has been delivered by publication in the news banner as well as the Ossian Journal. If Mr. and Mrs. Fenig and their counsel are here to present on the petition, we'd ask them to come forward.
On yet? Sorry, is it on? Good. Mr. Stringer, members of the county commissioners, I'm Tony Crowell. I'm here representing the Fenigs in this petition to vacate portions of the platted public way. I talked to Lisa earlier today. She said she had given you a packet, but I'm going to give you a colored map. So about any specific part of it, you can reference the color, and that will help us hopefully to answer any questions you have. So if you look at that map, the white triangle that's surrounded by the blue and the red and the green is owned by Mr. and Mrs. Fenig, as well as the parcel to the east or to the right of the green tract. They own that as well. So they're petitioning to vacate the platted streets that are indicated on that survey, the blue, the red, the green, and the yellow area. The yellow area is an alley. It's not a street. All of these areas of the platted ways are contiguous to Mr. and Mrs. Fenig's property. So they're not being used. They're not improved streets. The one thing that is within the tract one, which is kind of the blue or purplish area to the north, there is a stormwater drain in there. And what we're asking you to do tonight does not affect the existence of that drain. It recognizes that it's there and it continues to be there. I'm sure you've vacated streets and things before, but if you have any specific questions about any of these areas, I would be glad to entertain them. Mr. Fenig's here as well if you want to ask him anything about the properties themselves.
So these platted streets were back when Murray was set up originally, or?
That is correct.
New Lancaster.
Yeah, when it was called Lancaster and now Murray, this was the original plat, and then the alley to the south, I believe, was in an addition to the plat.
We have a prior map of the original plat of the town of Lancaster that was never incorporated, or at least not currently incorporated.
Wasn't that at one time slotted to be the county seat before Bluffton was?
Yeah.
That's before my time.
So the story goes.
Yeah. So I have another map in addition to what Ted has given you, which is where the alley is. this is the alley portion, which is just south of that, in a new, a different platted area.
For the information of the,
I have no issues. I mean, I received the petition, I didn't have the map, so Lisa forwarded me the map, and it makes perfect sense, so. Unless you have additional comments or questions.
specific notice was provided to David Clark and Amanda Clark, who reside to the south of the alleyway that Attorney Corral mentioned. Those notes came back. They've received notice of the petition and this hearing by certified mail. So if they had any questions or objections, they could be here to make those.
Or, yeah, that was my question, basically. Did they, or did anyone supply comment?
And the same with Kylie Powell to the north, which she is Mr. Fennig's daughter, so. But she is here today.
In support, I would hope, I guess. We should see you know, open that up for comment, right?
As we've provided the GPS picture, which of course is not identical to what really exists because the survey would have provided that information. But again, those are generally unpaved roadways that aren't being used in any way as roadways, at least according to the GIS. Mr. Corral, I'd ask you or your client just to be able to confirm you don't believe that vacating these public right-of-ways would hinder the growth or orderly development of the unit or the neighborhood where it's located?
No, I think it's going to be, it is flood zone,
Okay.
and I can't build on those lots. All I can do is mow them and keep them up.
All right.
We have a garden down there, and it's,
And as you look at it, Mr. Fanning, there's no way, or there's no reason that removal or vacating this public right-of-way is not going to make it difficult or inconvenient for any of the neighboring parcels? Okay. There's no church, school, or other public building that's located nearby?
no, that's all the flood zone down to the river when you go past
Okay.
the
And again,
south line there.
in vacating the parcels that you've requested, which were originally platted to be roads, are not going to hinder the neighborhood where it's located?
Unless somebody built a road down there, but
Okay.
they'd have to put another bridge in to do that.
All right. Is there anyone here to publicly comment on the petition? All right. Hearing no other comments, this matter's also on the agenda for the Board of Commissioners later in the meeting to approve the ordinance or to vote on the ordinance. So I would close the public hearing and allow the Board of Commissioners to go forward with its regular scheduled meeting.
Thank you. This is, what's that? Public portion of this hearing's closed, and we'll move over to regular business. All right, so you have in front of you the meeting notes and agenda. You've had time to review them. If there's no changes or alterations, look for a motion to approve.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
3-0. All right, we had a payroll of $301,277.11 and claim 157 of $581,532.95.
Make a motion to approve the financials as written.
Second it.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
3-0. Sheriff.
Good evening. Jail population as of today is 58. 26 are pretrial circuit, 17 are pretrial superior, 11 DOC, and 1 F6. Just a couple building updates. The kitchen, I think the last time I was here, we were about a week away from being complete. That is, I would say 99% complete. We are back in the kitchen operating. There's just some finish work on some tile drains. They're gonna come out and kind of refinish the grout areas in there, but we're fully operational. Everything's back up and running. It's been on, yeah. So we're happy. Kitchen staff's happy to be back in there after cooking off-site for a month. So, so that's a positive thing. We did have, I did let Commissioner Stringer know, we did have damage to a light pole in the parking lot. A semi-driver tried to use our parking lot as a turnaround, proceeded to go through our yard and took out one of our light poles on the west parking lot. we did get a insurance information from them, so I'm working with Walker Hughes. They submitted a file for that, and we'll be submitting a claim to the insurance company of that truck driver if he's still employed with that company anymore, but I'm getting quotes to get that light pole replaced. And then lastly, earlier today, I received the 2025 jail inspection report from Department of Corrections. I emailed that to everybody, so you have a copy of that as well. No issues on the inspection report. If there's any questions, let me know. That's all I got.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Scott.
Mr. Witt?
We do have, the county highway does have two rights-of-way this evening for River Road for the small structure. Can't think of the name of the creek, Ted, but we have two that will need to be signed tonight.
Oh, I thought Nate was presenting these as county engineer, but that's fine. Okay, yeah, we have two easements in regard to a bridge, and I'm going to apologize, I don't know where it is either. The landowners are Douglas Sundling and Christina Wiesman, and so we have executed easements that will allow us to continue with the bridge construction. Nate, can you remind me what that bridge is, please?
It is over Bill's Creek.
Over Bill's.
River Road.
These have both been executed already by the landowners, so I'd ask your approval for these two rights-of-way regarding the Wells County River Road project.
Make a motion to accept those two.
Second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
3-0.
Also this evening, I have one bid document that came back from our advertisement for the new asphalt distributor. It's from Southeastern.
Only one?
Only one. There's only two companies that make distributors, and they are both in high demand, so this is the only one we got. And there's only one, the way, I'm gonna make the assumption, is an Etnire. Etnire only has one dealer for the state of Indiana. It is Southeastern, so that's how they do their business. They are also the owner of Bearcat, who makes another version. I am told it is quite a bit more expensive and is made out on the West Coast. They usually don't come this far east, but it could be gotten if asked. And the bid is for $362,605.
That's compatible with all the other equipment we have?
Correct. Our current distributor is a 2002. It is 23 years old. It is past its service life. When the new chipper was bought, it was retrofitted to run full width chip and seal operations, which has kind of hastened what was left of its life to the end. Some of the parts for it, the system on it, the back clapper system that is on it is old enough to where Etnire does not make some of the spare parts any longer. So we will no longer be able to keep it in service.
So this one allow us to continue to do full width, though?
Correct.
Instead of doing half at a time? Is it budgeted in 25 or 26?
There is sufficient funds in 26, but we still have a little over 200,000 in this year's budget. So I would gratefully ask to go to the council about rolling that forward.
Let me encumber it to go forward.
It has to be billed this year to encumber those funds.
I will get us a bill, sir.
I make a motion to accept that.
Second that motion.
2-6.
All in favor?
Aye.
There you go, just make sure that we have a bill this year to encumber the funds that we have, and then the balance goes over, and then we just need to present this at county council, make sure they're aware of it.
Will do, sir.
And we need that thing tucked up in somewhere nicely stored and maintained, right?
We have a spot for it already.
Needs to last us 40 years.
So, just so I understand the motion is subject to approval of county council for the use and encumbrance of funds?
I don't think it needs approval from county council, just more information.
But it would be subject to having funds available, correct?
We'll take funds from this year and then what's budgeted for next year to cover it.
Understood.
Thank you.
That's all I have tonight.
Thanks, sir.
Sir.
Thanks, Matt.
Nate?
All right, first order of business, I've got an unofficial detour here. This is in conjunction with NDOT. This is for State Road 3 over Prairie Creek. This is the bridge that is currently under construction down by where we had the bridge damage on 1200 South. In seeing that damage and working with NDOT, we found that NDOT did not coordinate an unofficial detour with Wells County and have the memo sent out for signatures. So they are sending this out retroactively and requesting that we sign it and have it on file, at least from that point forward.
Didn't it create damage though? So if we sign this, are we waiving our rights to get the damage fixed?
No. In fact, we have to sign this in order to be eligible to have the damage fixed.
So we're signing a right of way for a project that doesn't need, or
Not a
a
right-
detour, unofficial detour for something that's already happened in the past.
Correct.
I noticed the date on it, and I thought, something doesn't smell right, so.
Looking down at council, that seems,
I haven't been asked to review it, so I can't comment on the legality of what your question. I would,
So here's how I understand it. So in order to be eligible for help on damages associated with an NDOT project, you have to have one of these on file. We do not, because they never coordinated that with us. So they said, hey, we admit that we don't have that. This is NDOT. First step is we probably ought to get one on file and then work through what these damages look like and what the participation's gonna be. So we are still in active correspondence with them, trying to work through that situation, but this is something that they had asked from the get-go that we go ahead and produce and get on file.
I'm all right with getting it produced. I want legal review before we sign something that's happened in the past that they missed that caused the damage is all.
So
the purpose of the review would be to make sure that we're not waiving any claim for damages based upon the lack of a prior unofficial detour notification and what occurred. Is that correct?
So if you would be willing to provide me with a question or statement that I can forward to NDOT.
Let me review the document when I get back to my office tomorrow, and I'll try to coordinate with that.
Okay.
I don't have a problem, and tell me if I'm wrong, that we could make a motion that as long as approved by council, that we could approve that he moves on, so he doesn't have to wait till the next one, but you need to take a peek at it before we do anything? Or should we just wait till the next meeting, once you have a chance?
Is this timely, Nate?
They had requested it back while I was on vacation. So yes, technically, I did not meet their requested deadline because I wasn't here.
Okay. So, yep.
I would support how you worded it.
What's that?
Have legal counsel, but we can approve it, subject to his review.
That's fine.
That work?
Not the best.
Yes, I'll make that as a motion.
I'll second.
So it's approved, or we'll sign it upon Ted's review and approval.
Correct. I will not forward it until I have approval from Ted.
Yeah. Oh, all in favor, sorry. All in favor? 3-0, sorry. Just baffled, trying to think how they ask you to sign something that they forgot all about. But
Well, I mean, it's because of their internal policy on unofficial detours, and that is you have to have one on file for them to participate in damages.
sounds like they participated in the damage, even without one on file. Okay, moving on.
All right, next on the list, the update for the community crossings application. As Matt stated, we had the right-of-way docs that I was gonna request for signature, so we've taken care of that. Application was submitted on October 22nd, so that's in. Next item, Bridge 54, they started clearing right-of-way today. I worked through some issues with their planned closure date, and it looks like we're going to hold off on closing that until the State Road 3 project, NDOT project is done, because that is actually part of our detour for Bridge 54. And that will, once that's closed, that will be a 260 calendar day closure for the replacement of Bridge 54.
That's a long time.
It is. It is a large bridge, and it also includes 2 other concrete box structures on that project. And then final project update would be Bridge 65 replacement down on Jeff Road. I was down there today to just kind of give you an idea of the final product. They opened that last week. So,
Looks good too.
yep. And there's a lot more traffic on that road now. I got used to going down there to check on progress and not seeing anybody, obviously, because the road's closed. So the entire stretch was usually car-free, and today it was like, wow, there is a lot of traffic on this road now. So,
Where are we at striping on Teely between,
so I actually just,
124 north?
yeah, I actually just talked to the contractor today, and they still have not striped 124, and I think the idea was once they get that striping done while they're in town, they were gonna buzz over and do that. So, the striping needs done regardless, but the main issue was the closure north on 1, putting all that extra traffic on 450. Sounds like, by what Jared told us, that's planned to be open by the end of the week. I don't even know if 450 will be striped by the end of the week, so, but regardless, it'll be good to get it done.
Thanks.
Usually, we approve rights-of-way from Highway Department. We got a little bit out of order a little bit earlier, but I have 3 APC rights-of-way to approve. One's at 200 East for the Fikert family, one's at 300 West for the Thomas family, and another one at 300 West for Neuenschwander. These would need to be contingent upon signature from the actual landowners, which is still in process. But I would entertain or request a motion from the commissioners to approve these 3 rights-of-way pursuant to the APC procedures.
So moved. I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
3-0.
Thank you.
Back to the ordinance to vacate.
An ordinance has been presented to you in your packet that's been previously approved by the other office holders who are interested parties. It's been approved by the petitioner as well. If you would like to move to approve that ordinance, we can do that today.
Make a motion to approve that ordinance.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
3-0.
Ordinance number 2025-13.
Do you have a copy for execution, Ms. Auditor? Or, thank you.
Okay. Brandon Wright.
Good evening, Commissioners. My name is Brandon Wright. I am the owner and principal advisor for the Wright Insurance Company. As of November 1st, we are officially the advisors or representatives for Wells County. Per Sheriff's comments during his time, sounds like we're going to hit the ground running. So I'll reach out to him after this meeting. We have officially received 3 out of the 4 full policy documentations from the carriers. I expect to have the fourth one tomorrow. We've already started looking through the policies. And like I said, we're drinking from a fire hose right now, but we're going to be fine. We're well prepared and equipped to handle this. Wanted to give you a quick introduction about us, how we work, what we believe in. The insurance business industry is a service business, and a lot of our colleagues have forgotten that. So first and foremost, we're here to provide a service to you, to the county. I handed out my business cards before the meeting. My cell phone is on there, not the office phone. That just goes to show what kind of service we provide. We also believe in advocacy for the county and transparency. And so transparency is a big one where, you know, we're going to communicate to you while we're asking the things that we are asking, while we are requesting the things that we are requesting. So it's not just a, you know, silence until renewal and we talk to you then. It's the first official work day that we've been deemed representatives, and Lisa's still taking my phone calls, so that's a good thing. But in the near future, near term, what we're working on is finalizing brokered of record change forms that were requested for Wells County Solid Waste. We're working with a couple of professionals on building evaluations for the counties, for the county. We want to make sure that those are correct, up to date, and where they need to be. And then lastly, we will start setting up meetings with the respective representatives that we need to for risk management. That'll be a big one. And so right now, everything's great. We're working as hard as we can for you guys and look forward to working with you for many years to come.
That building coverage is a big one. We want to make sure that we have that right coverage. I think there's some questions, not this year, but end of last year. We pushed back to say, make sure that we have the right valuation on them, and if we need a secondary, like the courthouse, it's not replaceable.
Exactly. And, you know, we'll look at coverage, different coverage options and things like that. You know, your building valuations, there's a penalty charge in insurance called a co-insurance penalty, and if those aren't insured for at least 80% of replacement cost, the county, the commissioners could be hit during a claim with that penalty. So we'll make sure that that's non-existent. The evaluations will be externally and internal. So I'll reach out to the respective representatives, whether that's Sheriff Holiday and things like that, to get a tour inside and outside. So, but like I said, we should have the fourth full documentation from the fourth carrier tomorrow, and then we will work on kind of chain of custody and chain of communication from there. So, any questions for me right now? Okay, great.
A mile away, so I know where to find you.
Perfect. Yep, we're just outside of town. So we appreciate the opportunity. We really do, and we look forward to working with you.
We'd love to see at least quarterly updates about where we're at.
Yeah,
Any
we'll set up a regular meeting regimen, at least quarterly. It may be more than that starting out, but moving forward, it'll be quarterly, yes.
All right, thanks, sir.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Jessica Clayton, you're up.
Hello. Thank you.
All right, hello, everyone. I'm here to review your PHP and principal renewals effective January 1st for 2026. The majority of what we're going to be going over is on the second page there at a high level. Your PHP renewal came in this year at 9%. That includes a 40% refund agreement, all while having some very increased claims previously and ongoing, some very cautionary chronic conditions. I was still able to negotiate with PHP, and they provided a $63,500 wellness credit, kind of like a relationship credit, meaning that they didn't want to come down anymore on the renewal itself, but still wanted, you know, based off your guys' partnership and our partnership with them, that would be applied to you in the first invoice that you receive from PHP. So instead of, receiving that initial 9%, with that credit, it feels like an overall 5% renewal increase. So keep in mind, 10 to 15 is the average renewal we're seeing typically. And for 2026, the renewals have been much, much higher across the board. So felt with a 9%, still keeping that refund agreement, they didn't drop that from you, and with that wellness credit or relationship credit, thought that was a very competitive, compelling renewal offer for you guys. Overall, you've kind of trended high as far as overall claims, but actually your average renewal has worked out to be a 3.5 in the last 10%, or 10 years, I'm sorry.
Is our loss ratio up again this year? compared to
Yeah, it's
last year?
110% and climbing, so it's been rough, and it's kind of has no signs of, tapering off. But again, a lot can change as we know, with claims. As far as your principal renewal, all lines of coverage, we were able to negotiate a rate hold on all those, so dental, vision, life, and those are the employee-paid items. So that even more importantly, the only necessary change that we see is, as far as you have that back-end HRA, since the IRS increased the minimum deductible limits from $3,300 to $3,400, to stay HSA compliant, we'll need to just amend that slightly and increase to $3,400. So the employee total out-of-pocket for an individual will be $3,400 instead of $3,300 today. So off to the bottom left, that provides a high-level view of the claims experience. For obvious HIPAA reasons, I won't go into too much detail, but I provided that just for your overview. So again, the loss ratio, several very high ongoing high claimants. As our commitment to you guys, we're always looking at the outside market, fully insured options. Anthem declined to quote, UHC put in a competitive quote. But again, they're lacking in a couple items: no integrated HRA, no refund agreement. As far as level funded, everyone declined to quote. Self-funded, we're keeping an eye on that. We received a proposal, however, it was not competitive and would include a $600,000 laser for your group. So again, these are options we're continuing to look at every single year. But again, the most competitive is staying with PHP at your renewal. Are there any questions for me or any other items? Everything within this obviously backs up what I'm talking about, and you can see the renewal rates, including the same plan designed as it is today. And the only other, sorry, go ahead.
The only thing I think that would be on the table that we talk about is, one, it doesn't look like we have a whole lot of options, but the employee match,
Right, that's on a separate.
The employee
paper,
deductions.
but,
There we go.
any questions for Jessica or comments?
I mean, I can tie it to what you're referring to as the participation level of each, whether it's a single spouse and child or a family. That contribution portion has been level for a good number of years, and it should be. I'd make a recommendation we put it out there to be reviewed next year. But part of my motion would be to accept this as presented with the payback and even though it's a 9% increase.
I'll second your motion.
In that motion, Ted, do we need to put the $3,400 increase? Does that need to be, no? Okay.
That's statutory, we're required to do it, it's just subject to the plan.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
3-0.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Assessor.
Good, how are you?
Doing well.
I am asking for approval for our Nexus contract for the next 4 years. So I think you guys have a copy of it. You guys have any questions or?
This had been submitted for review. The terms of the contract are standard terms. The assessors often use this organization, Nexus Group, so it's their standard terms and conditions. I assume that the assessor is comfortable with the terms that have been written in. I have not been asked to review or to consult on any of the specific terms about the services to be provided, so I'm trusting that our assessor is comfortable with the terms being provided. The duration is a little bit longer than we've done for others, but again, if the assessor's comfortable with the duration, that's fine. There's no automatic renewal. The only condition I would have would be to check the box by paragraph 45 to indicate that Wells County is receiving or guaranteed to receive the most favorable terms. I think based upon the comments that I have heard that you believe that we are receiving terms similar to other counties. So I just wanted to check that box or suggest that box 45 be checked prior to approval.
I'm going to put you on the spot. I get a lot of questions about why do we use a third party to do assessments. So from the assessor to everybody listening, why do we use a third party?
They're a lot cheaper than it would be to hire the number of people that it would take in my office to do this job. We have so many different levels of expertise from Nexus. Most of them have done this for at least 10 years, a lot of them 20 or longer. The legal alone saves us a lot of money. If we would ever have a case with PETA-BOA that would go to IBTR or to the state, they cover that. They do a really good job. They're fair. I think that they have 4 more counties in Indiana signing with them this year. So, and I couldn't fit 3 more people in my office. So.
When you said 4 more counties, that's 4 in addition to the counties they've had previously.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, I'll make a motion to accept this contract with the provision that 45, item 45 in the contract is checked.
Yeah, we'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
3-0.
Thanks.
Thank you. Mr. Lotzenheiser.
Good evening.
Evening.
So today I am here to present a unanimous do pass recommendation for the rezoning of the Marlon and Carol Valentine property, and along with Parkview Health Systems for the 17-acre tract on the northwest side of the city of Bluffton along State Road 1. The recommendation was, again, unanimous do pass with a 10-0 vote from the Plan Commission to rezone that property from A1 agriculture intensive to B3 general business. Talking with representatives from the petition, they would like to have the discussion continued to your next meeting so that they can have a further discussion in regards to project timing and some other items regards to rezoning. So then I would ask if you have any questions for that. Otherwise, they would request a little bit more time before they would make an additional presentation to you.
So they want approval for the rezoning, but then they want another meeting to give us.
No. Just that we would do this
Next meeting.
at the next meeting. Yeah, just representing and beginning the process today.
It's on the 17th.
Correct. Yes.
I have no issue with that.
You have or you don't?
No, I have none.
No issue?
Yeah, if they would like to continue it, that would be okay.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, so then we'll prepare to come back at the next meeting, and they will also have stuff to present at that time. Okay, all right,
Thanks, Mike.
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Joe?
Good evening. Here to present the quarterly update for the library. So as we are closing out the year, what we see pretty much across the board is that we are holding steady in comparative years, maybe actually even a little bit ahead. So just in general there, when you look at library card holders, we actually have increased by 440. So we're currently then servicing through card holders a little over 53% of eligible population in Wells County, which is 4 years old and above. It's not everybody. And we have reached about 75% of last year's numbers for total patrons that have come into the library, exceeding 101,000 patrons. And so we're also seeing that constant steady engagement throughout the library. So as we move down and look at that facility and resource update, the physical circulation is hitting 80% of last year already. And then the electronic is at 73. That's kind of gone in ebbs and flows because, ebooks sometimes are great, sometimes they're not. And so we see it go a little bit of each way. Now, what you do see, though, is the facility usage is showing that the population is really reaching out to the library, where we have our rooms are at 81%. The book a librarian, is 88%. But then one that is even more noticeable is actually utilizing our meeting rooms, and we've already exceeded what we did last year. So we're seeing that the facility is being used, and that was even through all the construction that we had up front with the new windows and the new desk. And so it's good to see that the community is still reaching out with that. And then our last two things there is our continued reading programs. We're seeing a very steady reading program throughout the year and years continuously. So people are engaged at all age demographics. That our children's, our teen and adult programs are all doing really well. And then with the Children's Book Festival, we talked about that last time I was here. That was when we were going into it. We actually exceeded what we thought we were going to have for attendees, right around 1,400 attendees. And so we had a lot of engagement again that way. So great programs that we've had that are continued, and so we're showing that steady success instead of just like some spikes throughout the years. So that's the update that I have, pending any of your questions.
What do you need from the commissioners? Anything over there?
No, we are all going through the same budget constraints and things like that. So it's not affecting any of our programming and offerings for our patrons. So that's a big plus, but we're just continuing to navigate through those as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks, Joe.
Mr. Dickinson? Yep, you're up.
Evening, gentlemen. A little housekeeping thing before we start. We're out of paper towels in the men's restroom. I got your flyer last Saturday, and you look good.
Thank you.
Me too. This gentleman back here talking about painting the roads, painting and striping. I like them stripes. The older you get, the more you depend on them white stripes. And kudos whoever got that 2-mile stretch of Tealy done. I love it, I love it, I love it. You just keep on going, everything go with a Bluffton, I'm Steve Heckmer. I live on 4605 East, 1100 North, and I've been there all my life, except in a couple of years out in Camp Pendleton. And I'm requesting information, or how about we go about filling chip and sealing the rest of 1100. I've lived there all my life, and with the exception of 1100, my little piece of Wells County is all done except for that 3-4 mile stretch. So how about getting that on the docket, you know? I go out, whenever I go out to mow, I usually check the oil and the gas. Well, the first thing I do before I go out to the barn, I stick my finger in the air and see which way the wind's coming from. That way I know which way to mow, whether I gotta go north, south, east, or west. Because I mow down to my neighbor's here, and if it's east or west, I don't do it. If it's north and south, I got a free shot. If it's coming from east or west, you gotta stop every 15 or 20 feet, let the dust roll over you, and then you can start again. I get the paper when I'm done. I gotta knock all the dust off of it before I can take it to the house. And the first thing I do when I take it in the house is I right straight to the shower so I can get all the good old limestone off of me. This gentleman back here, County Road Commission or Road Work? I got a kiss kind of for him. You do a wonderful job of putting stone down all summer long, and you grade it, and you mow the ditch, and then you spend the winter throwing it out in the yard, and out in the ditch, and out in the farmer's field, you know? And then summertime comes, we put some more stone down. So would it not be a little more cost effective? I don't know what it costs, maybe it's cost effective the way you're doing it, but, you know, put a little tar in there, baby, and kind of chip and seal the whole baby, and then you won't have to worry about bringing it in, throwing it out, bringing it in, throwing it out, you know? So that's my little spiel here. I don't know, Chris got anything to say, or Dave's got anything to say?
I'm sick of the dust. Can you let us know who you are before you speak? Yep, sorry, that's okay.
Chris Nuttall, on 4737 East, 1100. Been there for 30-plus years. My parents bought the place from the Farrells when I was about 12. So we just, in 2013, we had a new house put there, and the old one hauled away. But there's tons of dust all the time.
Especially now when there's no rain.
No rain.
That would've been this
grass.
summer.
It just makes it a lot worse. Tons of rocks in the yard. If I'm mowing, I gotta worry about flipping those rocks out and then back out to the road. Make sure I doubly sure I shut the mower off if I see a vehicle coming by. I don't wanna
They sneak up on you.
damages or
Or sneaking up behind you, you ding them every once in a while, and you get the salute.
I shut it off regardless, because I don't want to blow any grass into it. That's somebody, but just the same, stones are very dangerous.
Yep.
And people sometimes go rolling down that road much faster than they should, which really brings up the dust. Me, I've noticed it. The inside of my house is dustier than it should be because it rolls in. It's not
You can't leave your doors or your windows open in the summertime, because after 10 o'clock or so again, because the dust is kind of settled. But pray for rain every week so you can go out and mow the next day or two.
Or you can't hang clothes up to dry either.
Well, we've talked about this for months now, but, you know, there's a procedure that's got to go through. We need people to sign the petition. We need right-of-ways. There's, I don't know how many miles, Nate, you might know, or you guys off the top of your head, how many miles of dirt road we have in the county that we'd at some point like to get them all paved, or not everybody in the county wants their road paved. I know you guys do, but obviously there's some people on your road that don't want it paved, so it's working through all those legalities too. And then a procedure of which roads have the priority as far as house counts, bus routes, things like that we try to work through. So there is some other stuff that goes into just, hey, let's go throw tar down on a road.
Is 1,100 all the stone from 800 all the way back to
450 to 800, yeah.
So 3.5
By
miles.
the county line, yeah.
Right,
And then the budget. On top of that, there's a budgetary of what we can afford to do each year because it's somewhere around $12,000 a mile. Am I right, guys? $11,000 to $12,000 a mile?
Not to
Yeah.
convert,
Not
convert
to
is
convert.
like.
Yeah, to chip and seal. is
110,000, yeah.
I just hate to be the stickler, but that's kind of my job. I don't want to make our citizen Chris feel like he's being put upon. Can you please say who you are for the
Okay,
record, please?
sure. Yeah, my name's Dave Dickus, and I've been here before about road rage with Nicole Ryder, and Bob Shear and I, we had the mile road dust controlled, which helped. No more road rage for her. It's definitely been a big help. So I'm here on behalf of the people on 1100 North regarding our road to get chipped and sealed. It seems the county has been reluctant to pursue this issue because of this situation which happened in our past with Superintendent Josh Cotton. He was derelict in his responsibility. Josh Cotton was in charge of another road being chipped and sealed. The problem was that farmers on that road got some of their crops destroyed in that process, making the farmers very upset and angry, and say the least. Now, because of this incident, these farmers on the road are reluctant to sign the petitions to get our road chipped and sealed. And years ago, because the lack of money and needing to chip and seal so many dirt roads, the county decided to require petitions signed by all landowners who desperately wanted their roads chipped and sealed. Now, because of these petitions, they're like a weapon preventing people from getting their roads done. So fortunately, there's been no more road rage since the the dust control's been done. So one solution might suggest that the county dust control 1100 North to 450 East to 800 East until these petitions are signed, or these petitions are requirements or discontinue these petition requirements altogether. So thank you for your time and consideration getting this problem resolved. The people on our road feel it's overdue. And we got the Archbold Cemetery on that road too, and the dust blows all over the tombstones too, and it's not good for the cemetery either. So
I take offense to the idea that we would weaponize a petition, right? The reason that
Well,
we need the
they
right of way, let me
slowed it
finish,
down, yeah.
The reason that we have those petitions is so that we have the right width, to have the right shoulders, to get the right structure of the road. It has nothing to do with whether we wanted to put a petition in to slow it down. So
Back in the
you can
day.
take the idea that we use this to weaponize it and just throw that out. That's just a ridiculous statement. We're not weaponizing it. We've had you here. We've talked through with you. You've asked us to condemn property. We're not going to go take somebody's property. This isn't Russia. I know it's not moving at the
Well-
speed that you want, but there are other roads that have been under this same petition stance for years that we're trying to work on.
Yeah.
We have a budget we're trying to move. You want yours to the first of the line. But don't come here and accuse us of
No, I'm
using
not
this as a
accusing
weapon to hold you
weaponizing.
back.
That was
That's
back in the
ridiculous.
day.
That is a ridiculous statement.
But
It's not going to get you anywhere in moving
Cotton
forward by making
destroyed
statements
the
like that.
farmers' crops, and that's what in turn, the farmers will not sign that petition, what he did. So I had one of the farmers tell me hell will freeze over before he signed, so.
It's unfortunate
It's
what
Josh
happened.
Cotton's fault. It's not ours. So why these farmers do not want to sign?
I'm not saying we won't find a way to work with you, but
Okay.
if it's going to become a we, they, then it's,
Yeah. I'm
That-
sorry
that's
for saying
ridiculous.
weaponizing, but it is not good because we cannot get a road done because what he did to these farmers, they do not want to sign. And I had one of these farmers tell me right to my face, hell will freeze over. and what he did wasn't right. He tore their crops down.
Agreed. And we've reached
And-
out, I've personally reached out to those farmers, Dave. It needs to be a conversation. Nate's reached out to them. I'm positive if we can sit down, we can make it right. We can explain to them what the right-of-ways are, why we need them, what's going to be good for them, for their tractors, for their maintaining of their farms, what it does for the side ditches, what it does for water. I think we can get to that point, but I can't force them to come to the table, and I'm not going to condemn their ground.
Okay.
I'm not going to go out and do eminent domain. You guys wouldn't want me to do that to you?
No.
Nor do you want to do it to them, nor is that something we're going to set as a precedent
We haven't
in
done
this
it in
county.
13 years. We don't plan to start to.
Yeah. You got anything to add?
I guess my main thing is, I don't know, Dave's been through this, and I don't know, my brother says, you gotta go, get it on the agenda, get the petition, do that stuff. Okay, what happens when you get on it? Is there a time frame? Is it this year, is it next year, is it 5 years? I guess that's all I'm looking for. Give me a time, like I said, 1100 between 1 and 450 was done back in the 60s. That mile and a half was done back in the 60s. And everything other than 1100, it's all around, it's been done. And nobody asked me to do it. I didn't know about petitions. The county's gonna do it in their good time. Well, it just keeps getting, it don't get done. When's my turn, I guess? That's all I'm asking.
How many property owners haven't signed?
Just three.
Three.
Yeah, the farmers,
For
I ain't
how
gonna
many
mention
foot?
their names.
Of the three, how many foot are we talking?
They're non-residents of the county. They
Right, but
are-
the
they live in
ownership
Adams
of the
County.
property.
How many?
I mean, are we talking
much-
thousands of foot, like an 80-acre
They
farm?
own quite a
or-
bit of the road, yeah. But they're non-residents of Wells
Yeah,
County.
well, I understand, the
They don't
books,
have
the
to eat the
cliff,
dust
and
every day.
I would say at the most, a miles, at the very most, a
I
miles.
can get that
Yeah.
information from you,
Yeah.
Nate, so we know exactly how much footage is required.
We might be able to go down and stop right there, we don't know, but to your point, some of those roads that were chip and sealed don't meet the standard. So we have chip and sealed roads that the bases weren't fixed on, they're not wide enough, that cost us a ton of money to maintain. So what we're trying to do with the right-of-way is make the right width, go in and build the base up.
Build it
So that
properly.
when we do it, those roads last a long time, so we're not taxing you for repairing stuff. So that's part of the petition, is that we don't have the right-of-way right now to make those to the standard we need. So it's not about just putting the petition in to slow the system down by any means. It's to get the amount of width that we need to put the proper road, the proper base, the proper width, all that in there. The ditches, so you don't have a steep ditch that you can't get into the field with, or the roads. Those are the kind of things we're working. So I know it's a painful process, and I know in the past it hasn't been looked at as, who needs it first based off population and issues and road rage or whatever those things are. And we're trying to make that more systematic so that you know where you're at in the queue. You know a year in advance what roads are going to be done. You know what yours are going to get done. But it doesn't happen, I guarantee it doesn't happen in the same year. We'll be lucky if it happens 3 years out is about what our schedule is. But you guys are being heard loud and clear. It's just not happening as quick as you'd like it.
I guess this begs the question, if, I don't know, say I was the only landowner there, and I definitely don't want it, I'm dug in, can it be done?
If you don't want it,
Besides me saying no.
well, you're not going to be the priority. We've got 200 miles. If you don't want it and you're the only landowner, you'll probably be at the bottom of the list if we did it.
But can it be done, even if I don't want it, can it be done even with my objection?
Not if we can't get the road.
Done, it's that.
95% of the people want it done, and I don't. Can it be done?
Yeah, we can do it all except in front of your road. We'd rather not, we'd rather not do that because
If
there's
it
a
can be
safety
done
transition.
safely, it has to be done safely. And that's the concern, as I understand it. There's a safety implementation as well that has to be taken care of and confirmed.
So if you're going on a 50-mile-an-hour road that's paved and you encounter a road or a seam that ends up being gravel, there's a safety issue there.
Oh, I understand,
But again, I'm to the point that I'm not done trying to contact these three gentlemen to talk to them. I think a rational conversation about the facts and what's happened, apologize what happened in the past, and then tell them why we're doing it, what the true effect will be on them, which is minimal. It actually probably improve their property and the water flow. That's what we're trying to do.
Great.
So can we get going on this with them soon?
I
get
call
this?
them at least once a month. I just
Okay.
need a
And they
return
just
call.
not returning your
I haven't
calls?
got anything back.
Okay.
So here's my public plea. They know who they are.
Yeah,
I'll give you my phone number. I can get it to the paper. Call me and we'll work through this detail.
okay.
I just need them to call me back.
So if they never sign, what are we gonna do? Just live in the dust, Steve?
Well, we
Yeah,
can always
you
look
know.
at not doing the last portion. We need to get with Nate and those guys and figure out where that falls in between. Is it the end of the pave where they own? Is it in the middle? Would it have to be paved, dirt pave, or is it just?
Yeah, they own a considerable amount. Yeah, it's unbelievable. They just keep buying it. They just bought 11 more acres right at the end of 700 and 1100. So 750 and 1100. So 11 acres.
I don't want to be the
But
only
they
one
just keep
speaking. I
buying it
just,
up, but they're
don't think-
non-residents. They don't live in Wells County. They live in Adams.
I don't
So-
think we can sit here and give you the solution of by when, but we will. We'll get some more detail to you and
Okay,
say.
anything you could do.
If there's any
We all
options.
appreciate it because, it's living in the dust and dirt. You can't, like I go to 9 Mile on my golf cart. When I get over there, I got a dust ring around my back and that ticks me off.
Yeah, I get
So,
it.
yeah. So I spent $9,000 of my money last year, so I had to do that. When I go to 9 Mile now, my back is clean around that seat, so.
And we're not saying that it's not an issue. It's just, we don't have the solution yet.
Yeah.
And it's
So
not gonna happen
hopefully we
tomorrow.
can work on something with the, highway superintendent and engineer and,
They don't get to make the decision. We still have to go through the process.
Okay.
So, and we're working that, even though you might not think that we've done anything, we've been trying to contact them guys all summer long.
Yeah.
And the day you brought it to us, Dave, who met you on the road right after this meeting? The commissioners were out there the same
Oh,
day,
yeah.
so we
Yep.
didn't, it's not
You
that we
guys, I
don't take it
appreciate
serious.
that when you did show up, because that road was a muddy mess. And you had to meet me down there, and we had to wait on each other to go through the mud, the water.
And I think that's already been addressed last year and will be looked at this year too.
Yeah, but
We'll
anything
maintain
you
it the
can
best
do,
we can as gravel.
Appreciate it, just anything. Because, like Steve, he's just tired to dust. I am too. And I don't want to spend $7,000 a year forever trying to do that. So it's a lot of money. It adds up. So,
We need people to get past what a former
yeah,
employee or
if you
somebody
can,
did, because it's a new day, new people.
yeah,
I think
if you can apologize to these farmers, I'm not going to say their names, but just go over and see them, apologize to them. We need them to sign. So,
We just need the conversation. And the road rage thing, as soon as those things happen, you need to contact the sheriff, get
Yeah.
them documented.
shortly after that, she did have one incident, but since the road's been dust controlled, there's no more incidents with that, so luckily.
Good.
So somebody getting shot, that's why we did the road, or dust controlled it, so. but- All right.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir.
Gentlemen. Thank you, gentlemen.
Yep.
As we get into this other business, I'd like to give Aaron a few minutes to kind of give us some input on the Make Your Move. Aaron.
Hey there. Feel like the light is coming down. Do I need to state my name or anything like that?
Yeah, just,
Erin Pribble. I have been charged with working with the Make My Move program for the past year, and I want to give you some updates and observations of what we've experienced since managing the program. Originally, when the program started, it was to promote remote workers out of state. Many communities who were starting this platform realized pretty quick that it wasn't so much the remote workers, it was the in-person workforce that they wanted. So Make My Move kind of then adapted to adding that component in, okay? Through the remote, we had some qualified candidates that were accepted, but nobody ever selected Wells County to move here. We were never really told why they didn't want to move here. We found it pretty inconsistent with the direction that we were getting with the income requirements as well between our committee. And then I also had concurred with Commissioner Vanover about the threshold that we were looking for and the specific jobs that we were looking for. Then we were told by Make My Move that that income threshold and the way we were requesting was not, they didn't want to abide by that because there could be a liability. So we can't tell people, no, you're not accepted for that. To give you some stats, there have been 151 remote workers who have applied. 14 have been given an offer to say, yes, we'd love for you to come to our community. In-person workers, we've had 344 people apply and 0 offers. Once the workforce component was added to their platform, we did see an uptick of fraudulent submissions. One that actually came through to me and said, we're ready to make an offer and the incentives. And I said, well, let me verify this because I know the HR people and the companies. Once I contacted the employer, realized that it was complete fraud. And there were a couple other instances with that as well. They want us to reach out to every applicant that applies to encourage them to move to Wells County and give them all the wonderful things. Personally, I think that's what Make My Move is being paid for, to push that out. To give you some more stats, looking at the exposure metrics that they provided, since November of 2024 to current, we've had 145,000 impressions, 87,000 unique visitors, 7,500 clicks, 7,000 page views, and 5% click-through rates that would actually get you to the next level for somebody to actually apply. Now, I don't know about you, but those numbers don't seem very high to me at all. Should you continue with this program, they stated they do not have the ability through the in-person workforce part to weed out the fraudulent piece of it. I would recommend that piece be taken away. We can't even offer it's creating a lot of work on our team to be able to weed through those and contact people. Doing so will also drop your user interest in the click-throughs and a variety of other, the uptick on our page. Because most of the uptick was when the workforce component was added, not so much the remote worker. I was at a chamber conference last week, asked other areas how Make My Move is doing with them, and they said, not great. Noblesville was the only one that has seen a good outcome, but that's Noblesville. Looking at the investment, it was $15,000 investment, and my understanding that that's an annual renewal. On average, you are going to need at least 100 viable applicants to receive 1, maybe 2 remote workers moving here. And it's probably going to take about 2 years for that to actually happen through the entire process. So now you're looking at $30,000 to $45,000 for one person, in addition to the move incentive, a $5,000 move for them to come here. So it seems like a very large investment with little return in my eyes. I'd rather see the dollars being used to incentivize maybe Wells County students to stay here. They go to college, incentivize them to come back, using for skilling up workers that we have to create other job opportunities maybe below that to get people in, or even a facility for a trades center. It's up to you. I really don't see the benefits are being reaped from this program. We've tried it, but the numbers kind of speak volume for the end result. Our committee's pretty frustrated that we've had so many roadblocks with Make My Move, and just the overall outcome hasn't been what we really had anticipated. So, does anybody have questions that I can answer?
What's the contract effective date, I guess? Date, timeline, it doesn't make it.
Evergreen clause. There's no evergreen clause or anything like that. It's an annual, and actually, Lido, is that his name?
Ben Lido.
Ben Lido offered if we don't continue that he'll return the $15,000 You know, I think the intent, the way it was presented, made a lot of sense. I just don't think it was rounded out well. I don't think they had the infrastructure to do the background checks. They definitely didn't have the infrastructure to take on the in-person piece. I think that was a knee-jerk reaction, and I don't look down on us trying it. I mean, you gotta try whatever you can, but I like, me and Aaron talked earlier today, I like the idea of taking those same funds and going to the 3 high schools and incentivizing our youth. I mean, I've preached about that since I got on the commission, even before that. The biggest thing we export from Wells County is our youth and our education. Let's go incentivize them to go into nursing or go into the trades or go into something and bring that back and build our workforce that way, so.
Maybe perhaps you look at the most needed types, so, you know, we need an EMT in our community. You know, could we incentivize a student to go through that program and be able to provide funding for them to get their EMT licensing?
Yeah, I'm sure Donnie Craig and the EMS group would love that if that's something.
Well, we just talked about that, right, Julie, last week? So, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
The one thing that disappointed me, and I'd copy you guys when I'd got copied because I'm the president, and then Aaron was copied on email, and I copied all of you. And in my response, I brought up these issues, and somebody we have never met sends a rebuttal over saying, you guys don't know what you're talking about, it's not like that. And then Ben shows up and says, yeah, we realize we've had fraud. So the idea that whoever's leading the Make My Move isn't connected down to the grassroots piece of it to say, you guys don't know what you're talking about. Aaron had actually personally talked to these HR people, and it wasn't even a true HR person this
None of them
person
had
was
been.
quoting. So
Yeah.
we have this, we're introducing a side of fraud that I don't think they're ready for. If it wouldn't have been for Aaron's group, we would have possibly granted money to somebody that was just a straight fraudulent claim, so.
Well, Aaron, thank you for all the hard work you put into this, and other members of the committee. I mean, I know that you really put your best foot forward with this and tried to make it work.
We tried.
I appreciate it.
I like the idea that trades or like a scholarship for an EMT or, you know, first responder in some category, whatever. I'd support funding that.
Yeah.
This funds.
I don't think there's any shame for anybody. It's just, we tried it, it didn't work.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
I think
went to 3 or 4 different mayors commissioners meeting and heard all the accolades and everything else about it.
And
In some communities, it would work very well. We just don't have that sexiness to our community with the colleges and, you know, and the different types of quality of life. Until they come here and they experience what we have, you fall in love with it. But we are a very family-oriented environment, and if you don't have the bells and whistles and some of those components, it may drive people away. But once you come here, you'll love it and you want to stay, and we're definitely a wonderful community. But on the outskirts of looking in, they may not see that.
maybe suggestion would be the advocacy group come back to us and say, hey, here's how we'd like to apply those funds. Let's keep the funds going and let's recruit our youth to stay here. So if you got some ideas.
Suggest the exact same thing.
Okay,
Sound good?
all righty.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Right, miscellaneous?
We just have the AEP I&M easement acquisition.
Did they counter back to you? I mean, they left me a voicemail, and I think I gave it to Lisa or gave it to you. I'm not sure which one it was.
I recognize that at the last meeting, the AEP or easement was presented. I was given some instruction to reach back out, and I haven't had any communication with AEP. So if someone else has, please let me know, because I'm not aware of that.
I had a voicemail. Yeah, I thought I forwarded that to somebody.
Well, how about we just continue to work on it, and we'll bring it back at the next meeting if we have a conclusion.
We'll look at it then.
Okay.
That's all you had? I see some people in the audience. Did you guys have something you wanted to talk about? Just came to smile at me. All right. Anything
We
else
accept
from
smiles
the,
too, that's fine.
anything else from the audience?
Leon's here. Can I ask him,
Yeah.
do we have a deadline when RSD is expecting all the submittals on the project in Tucson?
We have a closing date set for December
And then at that time, bids will come in, or?
The bids are,
Oh, VTF did get it, okay. Okay.
We have a closing date, I believe, is
December 2nd, okay, there you go. Thank you.
Yeah, we've got rate study and all that is done.
Yeah, I've seen the paper and the study.
so then they'll publish a schedule and end date, start date, end date, all that?
Oh, well, as soon as weather's permitting, once we close on December the 2nd, it could start as early as January if weather permitted.
It's been dry all year, Leon.
It's in our favor.
Yeah.
All right. Ryan LaFell report that the streets in Kingsland may be paved this week.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that. Milling scheduled Thursday tentatively, and maybe follow on Friday.
Oh.
Nice.
Up in Waseon, it's gonna be our weeks yet. Temps are gonna dip and come back up, it looks like, so.
Ossian's a hot spot for road work. Anything from you, Holly?
Ms. Auditor, do you need a motion for approval of the funds from the Board of Commissioners that had previously been approved for that RSD?
That would be great if they want to expend that out before the end of the year.
We've just heard from a member of the RSD that the proposed closing is December 2. I assume, based upon emails, that you need that money from the commissioners to move forward with the closing? Okay. So with that, I would request a motion from one of the commissioners to approve the auditor to pay out the funds previously committed to the RSD project.
200,000. It's that 200,000 that we set aside.
Yeah, I'll make the motion for the auditor to do that.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
3-0. That will be countywide effect because you drive through Murray, there's not enough flow,
Yes.
which leaves an unfavorable smell, so.
Yes, I understand.
Yeah, we get this flow going and that'll be a nice system.
Toxin project, this is, I think, the third or fourth attempt that we made, you know, we couldn't get a revolving fund money until now. Yeah, it's been a long time, it's like,
I'd like to see that pick up the Uniondale open septic too, that would be nice.
You're not near that, are you?
Yeah,
process to follow.
yeah. Any other business?
No.
Can I get a motion?
Motion to adjourn.
Okay.